For just $1 a day, you could save a Pokémon collector. Every weekend, thousands of innocent collectors walk into card shows, carrying years of hard work, hoping to receive a fair offer for their cards. They've spent countless hours and years working towards. Instead, they are met with, best I can do is 70%. Some hear 72%. The lucky ones hear 75%. These collectors don't understand what happened. They watched the market prices, they protected the card, they graded the card, they did everything right. But these Pokemon YouTube vendors are relentless. We must work together to stop these folks from getting cooked. These collectors are told the market is too risky. Moments later, those very cards are sitting in the vendor's display case for 100% market value. You can help. Tell the collector to go. Get multiple offers. Go to other vendors. Don't spend time at Ricky's table. He's gonna charge you 95% and buy at 70%. So is Jar Chomp. So is Bulbasaur. Tell those collectors to know the values of the cards before they sell them. Tell them to look into what eBay is. Tell them to not take lower than 80 to 85%. Make sure they know what consigners are. If it's a valued item over $1,000, a lot of times they can get 95% of market. It's okay to walk away. No collector should be pressured into taking those lowball offers from your favorite PokeTuber vendor POVs. Together, we can come together and protect these Pokemon collectors to keep more of what they've worked so hard to build. Remember, folks, every percentage matters.
I'd value this around $50, like as market. This Entei looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's nice. He's a clean guy.
I think that we can call that near mint. Okay, this has a pretty consistent 154.
Yeah.
That's both a low list and what a recent sales were, and it sells somewhat often. So I would call that near mint. So let's call this one 154. I can probably offer percentage-wise, by the way, before we finish these, like
high 70s. High 70s.
Clones, welcome back to a new video. On a more serious note, obviously that was more for fun, and I have to poke fun at those three guys because I've watched so many of their vendor POVs and just so many deals they've offered below 80%, which in this market makes absolutely zero sense. As someone who's walking into a card show, you need to empower yourself with information. Information is the only thing that we have. And when you walk into a show, you need to be prepared to negotiate fair rates. Obviously, it's fun meeting these guys. They're big personalities on YouTube. But at the same time, you need to be prepared to walk out feeling good, walk out feeling like you came away with a win. And at the same time, maybe you got to do some chit-chatting with people who you've watched online. So I wanted to just quickly talk about consigning. Obviously, everybody kind of knows about eBay. You get about 86, 87% for your items across the board. Doesn't matter what the price ends up being. I like to point out consigning because it typically does go through eBay. I think all of these consigners today go through eBay. In fact, I know they do. And they have greater exposure than you probably will have on your individual eBay page. They all have pretty much 100% feedback and tens upon thousands, if not hundreds upon thousands worth of sales and feedback to go off of. And so I always recommend, if you are thinking about selling your collection, whether it be sealed or slabs or singles, if you are comfortable shipping and prepping packages, think about consignment. I'm going to show you 4 quick ones really quick. Just because these are the biggest names in the industry. They're in no particular order. I'm not promoting any one of these. I'm not partnered with any one of these. I don't have any affiliate codes. I'm literally just giving you free information, free sauce that I think you should know before you go into a card show and sell your cards for 70 to 75% to people who don't have your best interest at heart. Okay, so number 1, Probstein Auctions. As you can see here, these are all of the sale prices. This is what you will get for those sales. If it's a card or a sealed product under $100, 85%, 100 to 250, 86, on up to products that are over $1,000, where you are going to literally get 95% of whatever the card or sealed product sells for. I highly, highly encourage you, go look at Probstein's eBay page, go look at their ended auctions. They are getting at or above market on almost everything that they sell, and that goes for all of the consigners that we're going to talk about today. DC Sports 87 is another group. They're obviously a very large consigner on eBay. Don't let the name fool you. They do TCGs. As you can see here, there is nothing below 80%. Don't go to a card show and negotiate for less than 80%. You might be saying to yourself, Drew, what do you typically do for your deals? Aren't you a vendor? Yes, go watch my vendor POVs. Every single buy is at 80% or more. Every single trade is at 80% or more. That is because I know what you can get online. I know what you can get with these consigners. You can sell your cheap cards very easily through them and get 80%. You don't have to take 70 to 75. Every percent counts. $1 to $10 here, 80%, 10 to 25, 82. 25 to 500 is where that kind of tiers up. They did recently change those rates in November. 87, 90, and 96% consecutively there, respectively, from 1,000 on up. So very similar to Probstein. Here's a really good one. Arizona TCG. I know my boy Nostalgianomics is partnered with them, and they do a lot of work together. Arizona TCG does not do sealed product. They only do slabs. They don't even do singles, to my knowledge. I don't believe they do singles. It's just slabs. They're really high tech. They've got some really cool stuff. Once you send in your card, you can see where it's at from start to finish. You can set if you want to do it as a weekly auction or a buy it now. They even have this really cool slider on the pricing page where you can see, you know, if my card sells for $50, I'm going to get $39, which is 88% of 50 minus $5. So that's a blanket number under $100. Once your sale goes over that, it tiers up, and you can see that all the way on up to, you know, if you want to get crazy with it and look at something, say you had a really high value slab, it sold for around $7,500. You're almost getting $7,500 back. Lastly, Z&G Emporium. Item sells for $1,000, you get 93%. Item sells for under 100, 88 minus 5. Same as Arizona TCG. Z&G, I believe, does do sealed. And so you could send everything there and it would be very similar. $100 to $1,000, 88%, 1,000 and over, 93, a little bit lower than some of those first ones that I showed you. Bottom line is you have better options than what you're probably seeing at card shows. Don't sell yourself short. Always be prepared to negotiate, knowing that this information is there for you. Maybe even bring it up to the vendors when you're there with them at the table. They will probably appreciate it more if you know your stuff. And if a deal doesn't get done, then it wasn't meant to be. As always, guys, Drew Sees Cards. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you took anything away from it. I'll try and make a little bit more quirky stuff like this. Hopefully it's enjoyable, eye-catching, brings in more folks. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Take care of one another. Peace.